Lock in. Give me 1 second, Israel. Get started. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barak Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Thumb by Hashem, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. I'm Priest Officer Karan Yala, and this is Friday night Lashawan Qadash class for the Sacramento Israelites channel. So today, it's gonna be pretty simple, standard lesson. I'm gonna go over how to conduct a sentence. You understand, Salakia? We'll go over how to conduct a sentence, right? As well as some vocabulary words, and we'll give you some meanings of some names you can find in the scriptures. You understand? So, Salakia. Hey, back. Give me a white. I'll clean this board a little bit better. You hear me? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the class. Well, I appreciate it. I think I need one more. That's cool right here. Cheap markers is messing up my board. Lock in. Make sure it's dry. Okay. Now, let's conduct a sentence. All right. Now, of course, we understand that Hebrew is a language. It's a Negro language. You understand? It's the language of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we don't speak like our oppressor speaks, right? Uh, your oppressor speaks. He doesn't speak in a simple manner like blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? So instead of your oppressor would say, "I am going to the store," we'll be like, "I'm going to the store," right? It's that simple. You understand? So let's right. Let's conduct the sentence, right? So the sentence that I'm going to use is your tongue is in your mouth, right? Right? So let's write this out in English how your oppressor would say it. All right. Y'all got any questions, any comments? Salakia. Damn, there's no dog. Hey, back. Hey, do me a favor and go look at the class on YouTube and see if you can see this writing. But my lighting is fucked up. So like, excuse my language. My lighting is messed up, and I don't know if you can actually see my writing. What does it say? Okay, all right. Most High in Christ, the water. If y'all got any hey, shalom, y'all shamar thamba Hashem y'all shah sis. Y'all got any questions, any comments, go ahead and put it in the chat. So if y'all just coming into the class, we going over on how to conduct a sentence, right? So up here, uh, and put a one in the chat if you could, Baba Kashab, to let me know if you can actually see my writing because I can't really see it on my board. I mean, it's like on my what I'm recording on, but put a one in the chat if you are. So if you can't see it, right, it says your tongue is in your mouth, right? Now, us being a simple people, right, as far as our language and our culture, we wouldn't say this like this in the Hebrew, right? We would say, in your mouth be your tongue. You understand? So what we would do is we would put the root word first, then a possessive pronoun after that, right? So instead of saying your tongue is in your mouth, we would put in your mouth be your tongue, right? So I'm gonna write that how we would say that in the Hebrew. All right. The top is faint, but the glare is less on the lower part. Okay, Most High in Christ says the water. Give me 1 second. Well, I'm gonna try to get my point on the lower part so y'all can be able to see it more, right? So now the sentence, your tongue is in your mouth. How we would pronounce it in Hebrew would be in your mouth, be your tongue. All right. Now the word for in, right, is ba. All right. Ba is the word for in. All right. Your, right? Uh, um, the formal word for your would be a fa. All right. But just like blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, how we speak, you don't say, we don't necessarily say your house. We be like, your house. We don't say your mother. Niggas will say your mama. You understand? So the common word for us speaking back and forth against each speaking back and forth to each other when we're addressing another person, saying you or your, it would be ka, all right? Instead of a tha is the formal way of saying you or your, right? So ya, I mean Salakia, ka, right? Speaking a sentence to a brother or a sister will be what you would say versus saying a tha, which is the formal way of saying you or your, right? Okay. So in your mouth be your tongue, right? The word for mouth is Salakia. Salaki, I'm moving too fast. All right. So now, Salakia, instead of us saying in your, we would say in mouth, right? Instead of in your, right? We would say in mouth, your, right? So the word mouth, which is pa in the Hebrew, right, would go here, all right? So we would put ba pa, the word your, right? Ka would go here, right? So we would say bapa ka, which translates to in mouth your. All right. Then here at the bottom, right, B, the word for B in the Hebrew is haya, right? Haya. All right. Tongue, the word for tongue is lashan. All right. Lashan. And that's tongue like the Salaki, like the organ that's in your mouth. Lashawan is tongue, meaning language, right? Or speech, all right? So this tongue will go here. Remember, the Salaki, the root word goes first, right? The subject of what you're talking about will go first, and then the possessive pronoun, right? Then over here, once again, we have ka down here, all right? So your tongue is in your mouth in Hebrew would translate to in your mouth be your tongue. And that would be Salagia. Ba paka, haya, lashan ka. All right. In your mouth be your tongue. All right. Let y'all get familiar with that. So I'm gonna Salagia, I'm gonna erase this. I'm gonna erase this at the top, and I'm gonna spell it out in the Hebrew characters for you. The ancient and the Assyrian, right? You do the ancient at the top. So like I'm gonna do the Assyrian at the top and the ancient at the bottom. All right. And once again, too, our language is like we wouldn't write it like this from left to right. We would write it from right to left. You understand? So Salakia. Matter of fact, I'm gonna write it here at the bottom since the sister said the glare is terrible at the top. So I'm gonna write it at the bottom. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Any questions, put them in the chat, and I'll get to them as fast as I can. Right. So in your mouth be your tongue, right? Try to write this in the middle so y'all can see it a little bit better. Like other markers. Okay, so at the top we have the Assyrian, right? Or in your mouth be your tongue, or in your tongue, Salaki, or in your mouth is your tongue. You have Ba, Salaki, Ba, Paka, Haya, Lashan, Ka. All right. Your characters for that would be the Ba, Pa, Ka, Ha, Yaha, La, Sha, Na, and Ka characters. All right. Down here at the bottom, same thing in the ancient Hebrew. Ba, Ka, Salakia. Ba, Pa, Ka, Haya, Lashan, Ka. All right. In your mouth be your tongue. All right. Lakia, this ain't going to be a long lesson today. Lord willing, be longer next week. It's a lot here for the late start to my viewers. All right. So now let's get into I'm gonna get into a couple of names that you can find in scriptures and their meanings. All right. Okay, let me try to see if I can use this other marker to make it a little bit better. Okay. Get a couple of these names. You understand? Uh, Ezra. Ezra. All right. Ezra. Right. Ezra, the word Ezra, so like the name Ezra means aid, right? Or help, right? The definition at the bottom of it, right? And this is pronounced Izaria in the Hebrew. Izaria. Okay? Let me know if y'all can see that. Marker's a little bit better. All right. Izaria. Okay. Ezra Izoria, which means aid. Okay. To my far right, we have the Salakia. We have the Assyrian spelling for Izoria, right? You have your I, Za, Ra, and Ya characters. To the left of that is the ancient spelling for Ezra or Izoria in the Hebrew, right? I, Zor, the Za and Ra characters connect in the middle of that name. Yeah, Izoria or Ezra, which means aid, all right? Next, we have Esther, right? Esther, which means murder, which is Hadash in the Hebrew. Hadash, right? Hadash, Esther, or Hadash in the Hebrew, which means myrtle. All right. All right. To my far right, you have Hadash or Esther, right? In the Hebrew, in the ancient, so I get the Assyrian Hebrew to the far right. You have your Ha, Da, and Shah characters. All right. To the left of that is the ancient, and we know this because of the connectors up under it, right? So that first character that has a look like a frowning face symbol up under it, that character symbolizes that this character stands alone. It doesn't mesh with any other character. So it's Ha, right? Next two characters, the Da and Sha, they merge together. As you can see, the connector there up under those two characters, right? Instead of it being the Sha, it's Dash, all right? Ha Dash, or Esther, which is Myrtle, all right? Okay, next, Job. Job, right? The name Job means persecuted, right? And it's pronounced in the Hebrew, Ayawah, 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 all right? Salakia. Job means persecuted. It's Ayawab in the Hebrew. All right. So your far right of that, you have your Assyrian, right? Ayawab is your I, Yah, Wa, and Ba characters. To the left of that, the ancient. I, Yah, Wab. The Y and Ba characters connect at the end of that word. All right. Salakia. This whole lot. Okay, next we have Salakia. Ruth. Ruth. Sup, which means companion or friend. Right? Ruth, companion or friend. Pronounced Rawat in the Hebrew. Rawat. All right. Okay, Ruth or Rawat in the Hebrew means companion or friend. Far right, the Syrian spelling for Rawat or Ruth. You have your Ra, Wa, and Tha characters. Ancient in the ancient Hebrew to the left of that, Ra, Wa. The Wa and Tha characters connect at the end of that word. It's like at the end of that name, right? Joshua, all right? Joshua, which is Yahweh Shai, all right? It translates to Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew, all right? Which means God is salvation, or Yah is salvation, right? Or Yahweh is salvation, right? Right? Okay, Joshua or Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew, which means Yahweh is salvation. Yahweh is salvation. All right. To my far right, you have the Assyrian spelling. You have your Yah, Ha, Wa, Sha, and I characters. To the left of that, your ancient spelling for Yahweh Shai. Yah, Ha, Wa, Shai. The Sha and I characters connect at the end of that word. All right. Or Salaki at the end of that name. All right. Next, we have Samuel, right? Samuel, which means heard of the power. Heard of the power. All right. And this is pronounced in the Hebrew, Shema Wa'ala. Shema Wa'ala. All right. Shema Wa'ala. Okay. Or Samuel in English. Like since this is a longer name, I'm gonna just put them on top of each other. Shema Shema Wa'ala. All right. Samuel or Shema Wa'ala. All right. Assyrian up here at the top, you have your Sha, Ma, Wa, and Ah. So like you have your Sha, Ma, Wa, Ah, and La characters. To the bottom of that, the ancient. You understand? Shema Wa'ala. No connectors in there that connect any of those characters for the sounds to mesh together. You understand? So all of those characters stand alone. You understand? Salakia. Like I said, this is gonna be a short one, Salakia, starting late and the class being so short, you understand? But I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamor the thumb by Hashem, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Shalom, Israel.